America is trying their possible best to use Ghana to compete with China. We all know that there is a dispute between America and China on whom to control the world. America is not ready to give China the chance to take over him to control the world, because we all know that day in and day out a lot of people migrate from their countries to America in order to seek greener pastures. That is why we call him the Almighty Americans. But why did Africa came into the picture? China has done anything possible to manipulate a lot of African countries to do businesses with them. We all know that a lot of American companies are all built in China, like the Apple, like the Versace, like the Dior, like the Louis Vuitton. They are all American companies that was built in China. So America saw this as a threat, because we all know that the industries of America and China depends on Africa for survival. This is because without Africa, America and China can never operate their industries. So imagine China conquering a lot of African countries in order for them to fill them with raw materials that will be needed to fill their industries for processing, for manufacturing, and also for exploitation. So America saw this as a threat because the African countries that always filled America's industry with raw materials has diverted into China. With this effect, America saw it twice. He can manipulate Ghana to compete against China, because for China to conquer a lot of African countries, that means America has no other option than to surrender to the people of China for survival. So on February 2026, American President Donald Trump sent Ghana's email through the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry that America and Africa has a law which we call the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, that we call it AGOA. American President told Ghana Ministry for Trade in Agribusiness and Industry that if he accepts the letter, or America has a rule with the Africa that says the Africa can transport 65,000 of their raw materials, their product, into America to fill their industries, to help build their global market, in order for them to build investors' confidence back to their country. And with that effect, American president promised that there is going to be a fair prices on African commodities in the global market. But because our leaders do not think about the long-term effect on every decision that they will make, they already accepted the offer because America promised them that they are going to get investor confidence back to Ghana. They are going to get a lot of business deals. But let me tell you one thing that America didn't tell our leaders in reality. We all know that every country has an importing tariffs of 10%. But on August 2025, American president imposes 15% tariffs on African goods. This makes it difficult for the African product to compete with American product in the global market. Our leaders accepted this offer. Let's listen to what our Ministry for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry posted on Facebook. Trade Minister welcomes AGOA extension to boost export for Ghana. The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has welcomed the extension of Africa Growth and Opportunity Act by the US government for 1 year. According to the minister, the extension signed by American President Donald Trump administration on Thursday will safeguard thousands of Ghanaian jobs opportunity, particularly within garment, agro processing and cocoa derivatives and light manufacturing sectors, whilst reinforcing Ghana's position as a reliable trade partner in the US market. The US announced on 2nd April 2025 that the imposition of 10% universal tariffs effective April 5, 2025, covering imports from all countries including Ghana into the United States of America. In August 7, 2025, the US imposed a new 15% tariffs on Ghanaian export. According to the Ghana Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, she is aware that the US has imposed another 15% tariff on Ghanaian export goods. So this is going to make it harder for Ghanaian goods to compete with the goods in the US. This is going to be harder for investors to purchase made in Ghana goods when it comes to the global market. But let's see the bigger picture. The minister said that it is going to boost investor confidence for investors to come into our land to invest more. But let me tell you one thing, there is no investor who is ready to do business with a country which has only 1 year tenure without having a fixed term or long-term renewal. America only does this because China has already conquered a lot of African countries. So America is trying to use Ghana to manipulate Ghana to fill their industries with raw materials straight from Ghana to America.